To block this call, you may begin speaking now.
What's good?
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, I don't have long to talk. I only have about 2 minutes I can talk. Yeah, and then also I tried to talk to Bob earlier today about me and my release, seeing if he can, or seeing if I can get out in November instead of December, because if I get released in December, let's just say, then I'm not going to have time before Christmas to get my new state ID and to get back on my feet, even though I have money in my bank account now, because I've been in custody. And Bob was trying to say on the phone that, like, yeah, I have money in my bank account, but I'm still going to need help financially, because it's not a lot of money. It's like 1 month of an apartment.
Yeah.
Which he needs to realize, right? And I don't think a lot of people realize this. I don't even think my fan base realizes this. When I was traveling across the United States, even though Bob paid for like the big airplane tickets and stuff like that, I was paying for the Greyhound tickets, I was paying for food, I was paying for hotels, I was paying the majority. And this year, I've lost so much money that I've not been making because I've been in custody. It's no longer a joke. If I was out right now, all year, I would have probably been in like the upper 6 digits in my income by now. Like, no joke.
Like
because that's how much I was making.
Like hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wow. Because I was making like, back in 2022, when Bob wasn't even helping, I was making the most money. Okay. And as soon as I asked Bob to try to help get me an apartment, even 1 month, and he denied it, we argued, and he ended up saying he was going to pay for hotel rooms.
Well, I mean, Grace has a lot of money. Why don't you don't think Grace would pay for anything?
Tina won't let her.
Oh, man. Tina again. Okay.
Tina just won't do anything, and Tina won't let Grace help. It's been an issue.
That's crazy.
The thing is, I'm to a point, my life is being destroyed by Bob at this point, and I don't think he realizes it.
Bob is destroying your life? I thought Bob was helping you.
He was helping me previously, but it's to a point that he's saying things that without enough information and talking to people behind my back, like my lawyer, and I'm already deemed incompetent, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm to a point I feel like nobody even cares. You know, people just want me and my career over. And I would have been doing fine if Bob would have just, got the apartment 1 month way back last year. Because when I started going from the street to the hotel, to the street to the hotel, my fans were confused. And it's similar to the news, right? When fans are confused or the world is confused, they don't know what to believe. And so eventually, people fall off the board. People fall off the market.
Yeah.
And you have to have something built that the fans can believe. And right now, Bob is completely destroying that reputation.
Bob is destroying your reputation? What has he been doing?
Like I said, he's been paying for the hotel rooms. He's been putting money on my books. He's now to a point to where he's arguing about...
This call is from a federal prison.
Now to a point to where he's arguing about the amount that he's putting on my books and saying that, like, he can't do it that much more. It's to a point I was doing better financially and being able to support myself when he wasn't helping at all, when he was just a friend.
Wow.
And I feel like that financial aspect, when he was paying for the hotel rooms, and now to the point to where he's saying, I don't know if, because you're going to need financial help. No, I don't. Because if I was making enough in 2022 to be able to travel across the United States, I definitely had enough money to get on my feet.
So but you're saying you're making money while you're in jail now, right?
Only because of him and my music distribution. If I was out this entire year, I would have made probably, I want to say 6 to 7 songs by now. I was already, in my bank account, I had $100 saved, and I only needed 100 more, and I was averaging 100 in savings a week to be able to get into the recording studio. I only needed 200 more.
Well, that's just
only 2 weeks.
That's just the studio. You got to think about housing too, though.
Right, but I was saying that, I would have already had housing by now. With the amount that I would have been making,
yeah.
I've used the calculator into jail. I've added everything up. The amount Bob was giving me versus what I can make. And then the hotel rooms versus the apartment. The apartment would have been a whole lot cheaper.
So it's Bob's fault that you're in jail too, though, right?
It's yes and no. I want to say that he's a big factor in my fan base falling apart because he was keeping me homeless at the time. And when my fans started seeing me on the street versus the hotel back and forth,
yeah,
I was losing fans.
So if he would have
That's a big factor in all the manipulation towards me.
So if Bob would have just stepped up to the plate and given you enough money for housing,
my fans probably would not have thought I was crazy and would have manipulated me.
Yeah.
When the fans saw that I was being on the street homeless and I was getting hotel rooms, everybody was asking me. Fans were coming up to me saying, "Where are you getting this money? Is Bob giving it to you?" And I said yes. And then at that point, it just got worse. And then over time, fans were thinking I wasn't capable of anything. And they didn't know that the monies Bob was giving to me, a majority of it, I was saving behind Bob's back. And as soon as Bob found out, he would stop paying me. He would stop paying for hotels, and I would be back on the street. And then I would end up losing followers again.
And it all makes sense now. It does see, you make a good argument for it all being Bob's fault. I never looked at it from
right.
that angle before.
In the end, Grace was just telling me, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to get this done. I was trying to do that all along. And Bob and the FBI agents were telling me I was never in contact with Grace.
Well, why do you think they were telling you that?
if Bob would have known as well that Grace was in contact all along and was able to verify it, Bob would have gotten the apartment.
What do you think their motives for telling you that Grace, you were never in contact with Grace is? Well, why would they tell you that?
I think it was because Tina just didn't really like me because I was homeless, and she wanted somebody for Grace that could actually take care of her as well, and somebody mature.
But I don't think Grace really cares about any of that. Grace just, I think it feels like she wants you. She doesn't care about if somebody rich or anything like that.
I'm saying that from Tina's perspective.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I think everything is messed up. I've been listening to the news, and I've been seeing how the entire Trash America thing on TV right now on Fox News, Trash America.
Oh, yeah.
And Trump in the pickup truck.
Yeah, Trump, that he was doing
that.
Yep.
Well, the crazy thing is I feel that way about America right now. I literally am just to a point to where it's like everybody in my life at the time, the Vanderwalls should have stepped up. Bob should have just went and got the apartment, not the hotel room, but just went and got the apartment, paid 1 month. That's 30 days of my fans and getting spotted in public. I could have saved up money for the next month. And instead, I was paying for $100 to $200 for a hotel room a day. And an apartment is only $2,000 a month.
You can get cheaper apartments than that, but yeah.
You could get cheaper apartments. So I'm just saying that is extreme manipulation financially when it comes to my fan base.
Yeah.
And I don't think Bob realized. But anyways, I gotta go. They're locking us down.
All right, have a good night, man.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.